Okay, guys, it's the 27th of May now, 2020. Wasn't going to do a video, but I told you guys I'd give you an update. I won't have time to make one here in the morning, so I'm going to go ahead and do it now. We got the data in from the updated CME tracker, and yes, this CME is coming right at us. Okay, so the next 3 to 4 days, we need to be watching out because it looks as though this thing's going to hit us. It's going to hit us twice. It looks like it almost looks like a double wave CME, and I'll show you what I mean when we get over to the tracker. But here's that CME first. I want to show you that first. Okay, I'm going to back up to the previous day here and watch for the flash, like I've told you before. Okay, right about there. See that flash? And then we see the jets fly out. I'm calling them jets. It's just energy leaving the sun. Okay. So what that tells me, and I said this in my previous video, when you see that kind of stuff, you have to assume that it's really kind of coming right at this camera or right at this satellite. Because that black occulter, if it wasn't coming right at it, you would be able to see it around the edges. Okay, somewhere. It'd be out here. But most of that energy that left the sun there is behind that occulter. We just can't see it on this particular capture. So how did we prove that was an actual CME? And, I showed you guys earlier, I took you over to stereo A, and that's how we do it, So if we see it on stereo A and it looks like it's traveling our direction, and this is right behind the occulter, typically it does look like it's going to hit us. And I was waiting on the CME tracker to update to give you guys the definite 100%, yes, it's coming at us. And I can say that now, because it is. And I'll take you guys over there and show it to you in just a second. But before I do that, I want to show you stereo A. Oh, before we even do that, look at all this new debris that we're seeing. Okay, sometimes we see this when we get like solar flares or even CMEs. Okay, sometimes it'll go almost like snow, like when the TV would go off air when we were kids. For those of you who are old enough to know that. But the whole thing would look like this. It would look like snow. Basically, the screen would look like that when the channels would shut down for the night. So every once in a while, when we get solar flares, this red one will turn into that because it doesn't know how to interpret all that energy. The data gets all messed up, and it's just how this particular tool sees it. So I'll take you over here, stereo A. Okay, this is stereo A, and this is where the weirdness starts. Okay, now remember, I already showed you guys this, but after I showed you guys what I was trying to, show you direction on how this thing was moving, all this other stuff happened after that. All the, you see the big flash and stuff that's going on there. I'm going to try to pause it. Okay, I'm going to back it up a little bit because I want you guys to see this because I don't think that this is a camera anomaly. Okay. One thing I would point out right now, this right here, those are straight lines. It looks like a triangle with a center point. I don't know what that is. Okay. It's not the parachute bomber thing that we were looking at for years on HI-1 and HI-2. For those of you that have been around long enough to hear us talk about that, Scott and Mr. MBB3 kind of figured it out together that was actually the end of the camera that was causing that. And the direct light from Venus was at the right angle that it was causing that to look like that. And it traveled exactly the same pace that Venus was traveling. So that's why we figured that out. Well, Mr. MBB3 and Scott figured that out. We were just the beneficiary of having that knowledge now. So I don't even worry about that over there on that particular tool anymore because we know what it is. But this is different. Okay? You may not even be able to see that very good from your guys' point of view here. But it even has like a center point, I guess. And it even kind of looks like this. I guess I could put some filters on that, but I want to show you this other stuff first. Okay? So we see that. And then we see this. Am I going the wrong way here? Probably. Yep. Okay. We see that. Now I'm going to take you back a couple first. Let's go here. Now, black one, ignore the black one, because all that is, it's a ghosted image from this. Okay? And I don't think that this is a camera anomaly, guys. I'm halfway wondering if it ain't one of the comets, because we were told that we're going to be able to see it from stereo A. They thought maybe it would catch it, and this might be it. I'm not sure. But if you look at this, because if it was a camera anomaly, the typical camera anomaly we see, they're usually straight lines parallel to each other with kind of like a half circle on the end. And the reason why they're that shape is because the cameras here on these satellites are tube shaped. So it's basically half of that tube. If you take the tube and you were to put it sideways, let's see if I can't draw it here a little bit. Okay, I guess I'll just do it like this. Okay, that's what it would look like. It's half of that tube. So that ain't what we're seeing here. And why? And how can I say that? Because it starts here almost like a comet, and the tail itself fans out. We wouldn't see any kind of fanning if that was a camera anomaly. It would be straight lines. And then I seen this, and this is right around where that triangle is. Okay, you can kind of see the triangle still here. But let me go forward another one here. And let's go to, because I've seen something, this right here really has got me puzzled a little bit. What in the world is that? Okay, if you look at this thing, it has a center point and it has segments. I don't know what that is, guys. I have to assume, because of how straight that it is, that it's something artificial. It's nothing natural. Okay, now is that a camera anomaly? I don't ever rule that out, but it just doesn't look to be a typical camera anomaly, guys. I don't know what that is. If it didn't have this rounded center point, I wouldn't even be talking about this probably, because we see streaks going across here all the time, but never like this and never segmented like that. So I'm gonna go to the back this up another couple of frames here. I want you guys to see the black one, because the black one actually shows the segments. You guys see that? I mean, I guess I could go out here on a limb and call that a UFO, but I don't, it's unidentified to me. Okay. But it most definitely looks, yeah. Now, as I'm looking at this, I guess that triangle we were seeing could actually be this, I guess. That could be part of that, I guess. Maybe that helps explain the triangle I was just talking about. But the rest of it, I don't know. If anybody has any clue, I know there's going to be a lot of opinions on what this is. But the CME is really what I wanted to show you guys. So I'm going to back that up again. Okay, there you go. And then, is this one of the comets, Comet Atlas or Comet Swan? Is it? I don't know. But I'll take you over and show you the rest of the CME. Okay, guys, I got you over to the CME tracker. Now, that thing left on the 25th. Okay, you definitely can see it. Now, I want to say something here. Okay, because this does happen from time to time, that when Venus, because I think this may be one of the reasons this happened. Do you guys see where Venus is at? It's there. The Earth is here. Mercury is here. Now, Mercury is not in direct line with us and the sun, but Venus is. Okay? Sometimes when those alignments happen, it instigates the sun to do things. Okay? Magnetically, and that's kind of what we've seen. And the fact that the CME blew off towards both planets. Okay, so, is that what caused this? You know, to me, it's very feasible that that could be it. But you guys can definitely see that that thing is going to hit us. And you can see that it has more than one wave. It's almost like 2 or 3 waves. 2 at the very least. Okay? So, how do we verify it's going to hit us? You know, yes, we're looking down on this. We're looking down onto the sun right here, guys. Okay? We're looking down into our inner solar system. This is a side view. Okay? This is a top-down view. So judging by that, yes, it looks like it's going to hit. But go look at the sideway view. Why do we have to look at all of them? Because this is two-dimensional model, like I've said before, and we're trying to represent a three-dimensional thing. So we got to look on 3 different axes here, which is what we're doing. Okay? The sideway view looks like it hits us. So there's 2 out of 3. And then this over here is our orbital line around the sun, and it's stretched out into a straight line. That's what you're looking at when you're looking at this. Now watch that. You see that? There is no way that that's missing Earth. We're going to get hit with that. Okay? Now, is it a big deal? I can't say that it is, and I can't say that it's not. It was not a full halo eruption, but it was not a very, very small one like we've been seeing. This one was a little larger than what we've been seeing in size. Now, when we're talking about intensity, we really don't know how intense this is until it gets here. So that's what we have to go off of. We can look at it and kind of judge the speed, and this is not a slow-moving CME. I've seen CMEs take upwards of 5 to 6 days sometimes to get here. This sucker's here in like 3 days. Okay, so it's moving. It is not slowing down. It left the sun on the 25th, late in the day on the 25th, and if you look at this graph and you watch the timestamp up in the top left, okay, you're going to see that it gets to us right around the 29th, late in the day on the 28th, 29th. So we're talking 3 to 4 days, maybe at the most late on the 4th day, early on the 5th. But I think this is going to hit us probably about middle time on the 4th day. Okay, that's where I'm seeing this coming in at. Now again, you guys can see 2 different waves there. It's the same CME, but it looked like it had a couple different little pushes of energy, maybe even 3. But yeah, that's coming right at us, guys. And the fact that I just showed you guys all that other weird stuff happening at the same time, man, I just thought it's kind of crazy. It really is. And the Schumann was getting all jacked up. I just showed you guys that earlier. The most recent capture on the Schumann isn't showing anything going on. Everything kind of leveled back out. Nothing really is happening. But this is why I did this video, because I wanted you guys to see, because I told you I'd give you an update once we got the data in and I could show it to you. And this right here is what I'm talking about. And then one more thing I would add. The last CME that this one picked up, that I was showing you guys earlier, it fired off this direction. Okay? Well, actually, it fired off more this direction. 180 degrees is where this one fired off at. And I've been talking about that for a while. It's an observation that I made. We get CME, and then a lot of times 180 degrees in a straight line behind it, we get another CME. Like the day later or even sooner. Typically, they're smaller than the initial one. But I think in this case, because of our alignment with Venus and the sun here, it looks as though this one might be stronger than the first one. So, guys, I don't really have much more to say on this, but we're going to have to watch it and see what goes on. I'm glad they updated this, because this thing is coming right at us. So we'll have to wait and see what it does to us geomagnetically. Do I think this is going to be some huge event? No. Okay, I don't think that. Do I think we're going to see some hits on our magnetic field? Yes, I do. I think that this, when it gets to us, we're going to see some disruptions. Is it going to be enough to have us have issues? I can't say. If I had to give you an answer right now on that, I would probably say there's a, I don't know, 70-30 chance that we may, 30 being, let's just say 50-50. How about that? That we might see some sort of brownout or something, maybe. I'm really at that. I'm at a stretch there because I really don't think this is going to like rock our world. As far as enough to get it really to where it affects us here on the surface, but I do think that our magnetosphere we're going to see it there. We're going to see it hit us hard. But I think the Earth will fend it off just fine. We are weaker. It's kind of funny that we've been talking about that. I talked about it in my previous video, right before this one. So, yeah. So we're going to go ahead and end it there, guys. I just wanted to show you that and show you guys all that weird stuff that was happening at the same time. But there's your update, guys. God bless. Yeshua saves. And, oh, by the way, guys, go check out those. It's kind of funny. I put that playlist up, and now we're getting CMEs of what a CME actually is and a solar flare and all that. Go check out that playlist. They're like 1 or 2 minute videos just giving you basic vocabulary definitions of what those things are. So look for more of those to come, by the way, too. Anyway, guys, God bless. Yeshua saves, and you can drink this Kool-Aid.